Good morning, dear colleagues, friends. Thank you for the opportunity to join you for this high-level meeting. I am
Maybe you can.
No, okay. I got very
Yes, now we can hear
I
you.
got very good friend here. Thank you. I am grateful that Estonia's experience can be shared in this coalition. Launched under the leadership of the First Lady of the United States, this format is important because it creates space to talk about children's well-being while balancing innovation with responsibility. Education shapes a person's life and well-being more than anything else. It influences future opportunities, health, and a sense of belongings. That is why quality education matters so deeply to every society. Today, education is increasingly digital. My country, Estonia, underwent a major societal digital transformation in the mid-1990s, known as the Tiger Leap. This created a strong foundation for the leap we are now making, the AI leap. From Estonians' perspective, AI in education is an issue we must address now. Artificial intelligence is already part of our children's everyday reality, so we have to chosen to guide these developments rather than simply react to them. That is the purpose of Estonians' AI leap in education. It is a national program that helps schools use AI to improve learning, support teachers, and keep students safe. It combines an educationally adapted learning tool with teacher training, and it is backed by research. So, decisions are grounded in evidence. Teacher support is essential. With teachers' guidance, students can become responsible AI users who learn with these tools, rather than relying on them for quick answers. We also on mental well-being. That is why we focus on safety by design, clear rules, and careful evaluation, so we learn what truly benefits children and what does not. This brings me to a wider point. The choices we make in education and technology connect naturally to children's rights and to emerging frameworks for AI governance. We want to build a bridge between classroom practice and these global principles, and we will use every international forum available to strengthen the protection of children in the digital world. This includes our current roles as a member of the United Nations Human Rights Council and as a co-chair, together with El Salvador, of the United Nations Global Dialogue on AI governance. In 2026, Estonia is also honored to serve as a chair of the Executive Board of UNICEF. We aim to convene a special session the Executive Board on Innovation in Education. We wish to raise awareness of the opportunities that technology offers to make education more accessible for children, as well as the need to ensure these technologies are safe and secure. Thank you for your commitment to children, to learning, and to a safe future in the digital age. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Now I'd like to invite the First Lady of the Republic of Costa Rica, Her Excellency Signe Zaitekete.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Signe Zaitekete. First Lady Melania Trump, Excellencies and fellow First Spouses. Thank you for bringing us together, and thank you also for coming together. This coalition matters. It matters because the digital world is no longer a separate place where our children go. As the First Lady of Estonia mentioned, it is the environment in which our children live. Environment that shapes their minds every day and in real time. Artificial intelligence is already in their phones, it is in their homework, it is in the very question they ask about the world. As we gather here today for the initiative Fostering Future Together, the question before us is simple yet profound. Will we guide them, or will we leave them to navigate this frontier alone? In Costa Rica, we chose to act early. In 2024, we launched our National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, and this is the first of its kind in Central America. From the very beginning, we made one decision clear. Children come first. And this is not a technical issue for us. It is a public responsibility. We are building our artificial intelligence with ethics, with safeguards, and with a human-centered purpose. And we are already seeing the results. Today, over half of our teachers using artificial intelligence to support students with special needs or spark innovation, and this is a rate well above the OECD average. To ensure that our teachers are never left behind, we also created one of the world's first national artificial intelligence guide for educators. This guide ensures that technology serves as a partner that automates routine tasks, giving our teachers back time they need for what matters. And this is socio-emotional support of our students. We are also providing that innovation has no borders. In Costa Rica, internet access is a constitutional right. And we have reduced the digital divide in vulnerable communities by 22 percentage points. Through our Hummingbird project, we are bringing artificial intelligence-driven literacy to our most remote one-teacher schools in the mountains and coasts, ensuring that a child's zip code never defines their digital destiny. But let us to be clear, access without safety is not progress, it is exposure. When technology arrives before guidance, we see confusion and misuse. That is why we are strengthening our laws against digital grooming and bolstering cybersecurity. Innovation must never come at the cost of child's dignity and security. Excellencies, this coalition gives us a rare opportunity to move from isolated efforts to shared global principles. And we must shape it together with intention and with the belief that every child everywhere deserves a future where technology expands their potential without ever diminishing their humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam. For our final speaker on artificial intelligence in education, I would like to invite the First Lady of Georgia, Ms. Tamar Bagratoni, please.
Distinguished First Ladies, honorable guests. First, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to our host, Mrs. Melania Trump. The history will remember her, who brought around 45 nations together and turned a mother instinct into a global movement. I represent the nation with a history stretching 3,000 years. Georgia, a country was once ruled by Queen Tamar, the first ever woman royalty referred to as a king, who believed that the leader's greatest is measured by how they protects the most in needs. Today we are united by one shared responsibility, the well-being and future of our children. I am fully committed to this as a First Lady, but first and foremost, I speak as a mother of four, one who understands personally the context representatively of protecting a child's well-being. Every parent who knows the quiet tension we carry, the will to protect our children for harm, at the same time allowing them the freedom to grow, to explore, and the benefit from the opportunities of the rapidly advanced world. This balance is not simple. It is a daily struggle, silent, invisible, but very real, shared across families everywhere. We cannot choose between safety and development. Our responsibility is to ensure both. This is why thoughtful solution matters so deeply. Solution that allows our children not only to strive and to innovate, but also remain open, curious, and connected, free to play and engage and step into the future with confidence. In Georgia, we're undertaking important steps towards comprehensive digital transformation. Our nation approach is guided by the principle of the middle way, a framework that seeks to balance technological innovation with the protection of human dignity, fundamental rights, and above all, children's safety. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Madam, and thanks to all of you for a very interesting and very important initial conversation on AI in education. I would now like to welcome the U.S. Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, to introduce our second topic.
Good morning, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you, Ambassador, for having me this morning. And I'd certainly like to thank our remarkable First Lady for assembling this talented group of first spouses, policymakers, and industry leaders to discuss how we can harness AI to enhance education and equip students with the digital fluency today's jobs require. And just to step aside for 1 second from my prepared comments, I would just like to say how impressed I am with all of the comments that I have heard so far this morning. The sharing of the thoughts of mothers, of leaders of countries who bring their passion for not only their own children, but the children of their countries. So I welcome those remarks. I am so grateful to hear this and for all of us to understand that there is no one size fits all, and that as we all are in our respective countries and communities and industries, thank you all for this devotion and commitment to not only embracing AI, but to also understanding its use as a tool, but that it must have guardrails so that our children are protected and can benefit from the greatest aspect of embracing this technology. So thank you for that. Artificial intelligence is a technological leap on par with the invention of the printing press and the rise of the internet. It is no longer just a transformative technology, but a foundational one that is already shaping the world around us. In education especially, it can serve as a powerful equalizer, opening doors of opportunity for students and expanding access to quality learning. And I've seen this firsthand in my 50-state tour while visiting the Alpha School in Austin, Texas, where each student has an individual AI tutor for the first 2 hours of the day that can identify their individual needs and help remediate their lagging learning spots. The genius of the Alpha School is how an AI-supported, customized learning path is guided by a teacher to personalize support for each student, to help students explore their life goals and to teach them the skills necessary to achieve them. As a result, their students are mastering material at a pace over 2 times faster than national benchmarks. Seeing models like this of success around the country demonstrates why the responsible integration of AI in our classrooms has been a top priority of mine as the Secretary of Education. We have already dedicated millions of dollars in grants to support projects that use AI to bolster student access and success, and we are proud to support the First Lady's Presidential AI Challenge, which has inspired citizens to submit AI proposals and technologies that solve problems in their communities. But this is only the beginning. Under the First Lady's leadership, today's discussions will help us envision a set of best practices for AI in education worldwide. Together, we can show how proper use of ed tech tools, including digital assessment programs, immersive simulations, and adaptive learning systems, can be an enhancement to, not as a replacement for, human-centered classroom instruction, while simultaneously equipping students with the digital literacy they will need throughout their lives. And if we're able to scale these resources effectively by investing in AI infrastructure and training, we can offer expert instruction across countless fields to higher volumes of people at a fraction of the cost. I'm looking forward to learning from you all today and seeing how locally led innovation and national ingenuity can come together to forge a brighter future for our students and ensure that they are prepared to thrive in an economy that still depends on capable and skilled people. And thank you once more to our amazing First Lady and to President Trump for his visionary leadership. And I look forward to listening and hearing to all of you a little bit later in our discussions. Thank you so much for having me and for sharing with me what you are doing already in your countries and for the incredible opportunity and responsibility that we all have before us. Thank you so very, very much.
Madam Secretary, thank you so much for that. And now we're going to open the floor and begin our discussion on educational tools in technology. First, First Lady of the Republic of Albania, Ms. Armanda Begay.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank First Lady of the United States for welcoming us and for these grateful initiatives. Dear First Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, the launch of Fostering Future Together Global Coalition is both timely and necessary, as the rapid advances in digitalizations and AI are transforming the way we learn, work, and live. Investing in children's education, as highlighted by Mrs. Melania Trump, is essential to build lasting peace. For Albania, ensuring that every child is equipped with digital skills is a national priority. Through the Digital Education Action Plan, we are strengthening connectivity, improving the digital infrastructure, investing in teacher training and modern learning methods. We are also focusing in early educations. Our goal is not only for child to use digital tools, but to understand, shape, and lead in AI world. We are encourage the young the children since first of grade to develop problem solving and coding skills. Through the programs that support those learning, we are looking forward to have good, that children have good skills in the future. We also are placing a strong emphasis in online safety. Of course, change remains, particularly in bridging gaps between rural and urban areas. And in this regard, we strongly support the objective of coalitions, especially its efforts to make advancing technology accessible to children, educators, and families. Albania is looking forward to work all together in this new world, AI age. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Now I'd like to invite the spouse of the Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Her Excellency Zubaida Rahman.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madam First Lady of the United States, Mrs. Melania Trump, distinguished first spouses, excellencies, industry leaders, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. It is a great honor to join you all today at the historic Fostering the Future Together Global Coalition Summit. I sincerely thank the First Lady for bringing us together from across the world for a cause that touches every nation, the promise and potential of our children. We recognize that the future of every country is written in the lives of its children. The care we provide today, the education we invest in, and the values we nurture will shape the nations they build tomorrow. I come here at an important moment for my country. Under the leadership of my husband, Tariq Rahman, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, our recently elected democratic government has taken office with an overwhelming mandate to build a more inclusive and forward-looking nation. Our government has already launched initiatives such as the Family Card and Farmers Card, providing financial benefits that strengthen households and also ensure children grow in secure, nurturing environments. As a medical doctor, I'm deeply committed to ensuring accessible, quality health care for every child, focusing not only on treatment, but on prevention from the earliest stages of life. My work with the Ziaur Rahman Foundation and Shurobhi has further strengthened my dedication to advancing education, youth development, and community well-being. We believe that responsible use of artificial intelligence can transform education, especially in countries like Bangladesh, where access to trained teachers and resources remain uneven. Our government is equipping both teachers and students with the tools they need to to thrive in a digital age. Our government is providing teachers with tablet computers, updating teaching materials, digital curricula, and innovative methods. Classrooms are evolving to include multimedia contents, encouraging teamwork, creativity, and moral development. Technology, particularly EdTech, plays a central role in reducing disparities between urban and rural communities. At the same time, we are committed to ensuring the safe and ethical use of these tools so that children grow in secure and supportive environments. Bangladesh has a strong legacy in empowering women. Former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia advanced women's rights and introduced free education for girls up to grade 12. Our government is committed to ensuring free education for women up to postgraduate levels. Shahid President Ziaur Rahman laid the foundation of the garment industry, creating opportunities for millions of women. These efforts demonstrate that when women are empowered, families are strengthened and children prosper. We also recognize the importance of partnerships. By working with the private sector and our global partners, we aim to expand safe digital spaces, train teachers, empower parents, and improve the quality of education for all. With strong technological cooperation, we seek to connect every region, protect every child, and personalize every learning journey. Together, we can raise a generation that is resilient, compassionate, and prepared for the future. In closing, I express my heartfelt gratitude to the Madam First Lady of the United States. By sharing knowledge, learning from one another, and collaborating across borders, we strengthen not only our nations, but the future of our children and the world they will inherit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam. Now I am very pleased to invite to deliver remarks the First Lady of the Republic of Cabo Verde, Her Excellency Deborah Katisa Cavarlo.
Thank you. Your Excellency, First Lady of the United States, distinguished First Ladies, my sisters, as I like to call you, Excellencies, distinguished participants. As a Cape Verdean, I'm truly honored by the invitation to be part of this global initiative. While our countries reflect diverse realities, we are united today here by a common purpose, placing children at the center of digital future. And now you can Googleize it. Cabo Verde is a nation, for those that don't know yet Cabo Verde. It's a nation of 10 islands in the Atlantic Ocean. We are 99% ocean, deeply rooted in youth. For you to know, 70% of Cape Verdean people has less than 35 years. So our youth are supported by a vast diaspora, and United States hosts the largest Cape Verdean community outside our islands. Today, technology connects what the ocean once separated. And our future is blue, digital, and profoundly dependent on the investment we make in our children. We are investing in digital transformation through secure and vast international connectivity infrastructure, growing smartphone penetration, digital public spaces, very well known by children, and tech parks, over 40 web labs in secondary schools. We are progressively integrating technology into education through computer labs and strengthening digital literacy in programming, robotics, multimedia, and IT maintenance. As a First Lady, I have actively contributed to reducing digital inequality by supporting access to device and connectivity for children and adolescents that are in vulnerable social and economic situation. It is in this context that we see artificial intelligence as a great way to at least three things: inclusion, and when I talk about inclusion, I remember Stephen Hawking. I know everybody knows who was Stephen Hawking, and I remember kids with special needs. Imagine all the kids with special needs with the access he had. All of them could give to the world, not only to a country, but to the world, the best potential they have. And about equity, I'm thinking about the presence of girls and women in IT world. We are underrepresented in this world. So we must prepare equipping our young people to thrive in a global world where their talents can flourish. However, excellencies, there are at least two fundamental pillars that must guide and safeguard this gateway: family and school. School do more than teach. They educate, they influence and shape character. Teachers are role models and must guide the use of technology. Behind encouraging its use, they must teach how to use it critically and responsibly. Families, too, face challenges. Often, children are more technological skilled than their parents. Parents must therefore be supported, empowered, and engaged to ensure consistent guidance and oversight. In past, danger was in the street. At my time, when I was a kid, the danger was at the street. But today, it may be inside the home, just one click away. An integrated approach is essential. Includes digital education, stronger online protection, and greater accountability of technology platforms. Because every child matters, and no country can face the challenges of the digital age alone. We are committed to working with all of you to ensure that our children become not only digital creators, but also peacemakers, building bridge of dialogue, building bridge of understanding, and bridge of empathy across the world. AI for all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam. Now I would like to invite the First Lady of the Dominican Republic, Mrs. Raquel Abarria.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. As I said before at the beginning, do you hear me? We are all a great big family working together. So please allow me to speak in Spanish, which is my, if you would like to be so kind, it's Channel 9 in Spanish. Permítame iniciar saludando en nombre de la República Dominicana y en el mío propio la valiosa iniciativa de la primera dama Melania Trump de convocarnos a esta coalición global construyendo el futuro juntos con el propósito de impulsar el desarrollo integral de nuestros niños y niñas a través de la educación. Hoy enfrentamos un desafío común, el impacto acelerado de las tecnologías digitales. En la República Dominicana hemos asumido este reto como una oportunidad para transformar nuestro sistema educativo. En los últimos años hemos evolucionado de un modelo centrado en la memorización hacia un enfoque basado en competencias que prioriza el saber hacer. Nuestro objetivo es formar estudiantes capaces de
We are
pensar,
seeking to
critically
create
thinking,
students who are capable of
resolver
critical thinking,
problemas,
to
problem
resolve
solving,
issues
y
and
adaptarse
problems.
a un mundo
That is to say,
en
problem-solving
constante cambio.
oriented
World is
in a
changing
world that
every
is
day.
changing
So
every day.
do us, leaders and parents, teachers. La tecnología juega un papel fundamental en este proceso.
Technology plays
Hoy
a
es
key
un
role
eje
in this
transversal
process.
en nuestro
Today,
currículo
it
de
is an
educación
ongoing
y se integra en todas las
aspect,
áreas del
and it is
aprendizaje.
part of everything
Este
that we
esfuerzo
are
se
doing. It is
acompaña de
cross-cutting
formar
in this
a los
regard,
docentes.
and we
We
are
need to
training
teach
our
the
teachers.
teachers.
We need to train our teachers,
Asegurando que la tecnología
ensuring that
sea una
technology
herramienta
is
pedagógica
a
efectiva.
teaching tool that
Como parte de
is,
nuestra Estrategia
in its
Nacional de
essence,
Educación Digital,
effective. As part
impulsamos
of our
programas
efforts, we
enfocados en
have
el
created
pensamiento
programs that are
computacional,
focused
la
on
inteligencia artificial
understanding
y
IT,
habilidades del siglo XXI.
ITCs
Un ejemplo
and the
destacado
21st
es nuestro
century.
programa de
One
robótica
example is
educativa,
our
en
educational
el que han
robotics
participado
program,
más de
in which
800,000,
over
800,000
students have
fortaleciendo
participated,
competencias en las
strengthening
habilidades STEM
capabilities
a través de
in STEM
experiencias
specifically
prácticas.
through
Asimismo,
different
conscientes de que el
competencies.
inglés es el
Today
idioma
we
de la
understand that
tecnología,
English is the
desarrollamos el
language of
programa
technology,
English
and
for a
as
Better
such
Life,
we've
que
created the
beneficia a
program
más de
English for a
82,000
Better Life,
estudiantes,
which currently
combinando la
serves
enseñanza docente
82,000
con
secondary
plataformas digitales.
school
De igual
students.
manera, promovemos
Similarly,
iniciativas de
we are
inclusión
encouraging
e
programs of
innovación que
inclusion
amplían el
and
acceso de una educación
innovation
de calidad
that expand
mediante
access
el
to
uso de la
quality
tecnología.
education through the use
Finalmente,
of
destacamos la
technology.
importancia de
Lastly, let
garantizar
me
un uso
highlight
seguro y
the
responsable de
responsible
las
and
herramientas
safe
digitales,
use of digital
respaldado por
tools
políticas de
backed
protección
by
de datos y
policies in data
ciberseguridad.
protection and
La República
cybersecurity.
Dominicana reafirma su
The
compromiso
Dominican
de no
Republic
quedarse
reaffirms
atrás
its
y sobre
commitment
todo
to
de
not
no
fall
dejar
behind,
atrás a las
and
futuras
specifically to
generaciones.
not
A
leave
través de
behind
nuestra
future
agenda digital
generations.
2030,
Through our
trabajamos para
2030
formar
digital agenda,
ciudadanos
we are
digitales
working to create
competentes,
future citizens
responsables
that are
y que
capable,
sepan lo que
responsible,
implica
and that they
el uso
understand what the
responsable de la
responsible
tecnología,
use
la
of
inteligencia
technology
artificial.
and AI
Gracias a la
means.
señora Miss
Thank
Melania Trump,
you to Melania
distinguidas
Trump,
primeras damas,
distinguished first
también
ladies
primeros
and
caballeros,
gentlemen,
a todos. Estoy segura,
everyone.
muy segura de
I
esta
am
coalición
confident,
va a
fully
fortalecer
confident
nuestras
that this
acciones conjuntas y nos
coalition
permitirá
will
construir
foster
un
new
mejor
and
futuro para todos
improved
nuestros
best
niños y niñas.
practices for
Muchísimas
all
gracias.
of
Thank
our
you all.
boys, girls, and adolescents. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Madam.
Siempre.
Now I would like to invite the First Lady of the Republic of Guatemala, Her Excellency Lucrecia Eugenia Penado Villanueva.
Thank you for the opportunity, Your Excellencies, Mrs. Melania Trump, First Lady of the United States, and all other spouses of heads of state and distinguished guests. For Guatemala, it is an honor to participate in this initiative, Fostering the Future Together, and reaffirm of our compromise to a shared goal of protection and innovation, as well as education for children. I will also invite you, as we are in the American continent, to please use the adequate channel to listen to the rest of my participation in Spanish. Para Guatemala,
For Guatemala,
abordar la transformación digital como
managing
una
the digital
prioridad
transformation as a
estratégica
strategic
en
priority
política pública
in public
es
policy
una de nuestras prioridades.
is one of our priorities.
Y no es únicamente una
And it is not
prioridad
only a priority,
tecnológica,
a technological
sino
priority,
es una
rather
prioridad
it is
profundamente centrada en las
priority
personas,
that is
en su
deeply
dignidad
centered
y
on people,
en sus
on their
derechos.
dignity, and on their rights.
Nuestro objetivo
Our
en
goal
el país es
in our
preparar
country
a estudiantes,
is
a
to
docentes,
train
sus familias
students,
y en general
teachers,
a la
their
comunidad
family, and our
por
communities in
medio de
general
información directa,
using direct
crítica y
information
creativa
that
y
is critical,
responsable para
creative,
enfrentar
and
la nueva
responsible
época
so that we
de
are ready
esta ola
to face the
nueva
new
de
era of this
tecnología.
new wave of technology.
Tenemos una estrategia nacional
We have
que se
a national
estructura en
strategy
4 componentes clave.
that consists of
Primero,
4
sobre todo,
pillars.
en un
First of
componente
all,
de inclusión
there
y
is
pertenencia
a
cultural,
component of
ya que
inclusion
somos una
and cultural
población
belonging,
de
as
17 millones
there
de
are
personas
17 million
en
people
donde la
in our
mitad de
country,
ellos
and half
son personas
of our
de
people
pueblos originarios,
live in indigenous
principalmente
communities,
de ascendencia maya,
mainly
también
of
garífuna
Mayan
o
origin,
afrodescendiente
as well as Garifuna
y Xinca.
or Afro-Guatemalan
Tenemos
and Xinca.
22
We have
idiomas
22 languages that are
diferentes
spoken
al español,
in the country, different
con
from
7
Spanish,
a 9 de
with
ellos como
7
idiomas
to
dominantes.
9 of them being
Por
the
tanto,
predominant languages.
Como un país multicultural,
Therefore, as a
estamos
multicultural
desarrollando
country,
contenidos
we are
digitales y
developing
modelos
digital content
educativos
and
que
educational
reflejen
models
nuestra
that
diversidad
reflect
cultural
our
y
cultural diversity
lingüística,
and our linguistic diversity,
tanto para docentes y estudiantes
for
para que
both
ellos puedan
teachers and
utilizar
students,
herramientas
so that they are
digitales
able to
de una
use
manera
digital
efectiva,
tools effectively.
pero que siempre respete nuestra diversidad lingüística
Seek
y
to
el contexto
constantly respect
local en el
our
cual
linguistic diversity and the
son
local
aplicadas
context
dichas
in which
herramientas
these digital
digitales.
tools are to be
Tenemos desde
implemented.
hace bastante tiempo
For quite some
programas de
time now, we
educación
have had
intercultural bilingüe.
intercultural
¿A qué
bilingual
nos referimos
educational
con
programs.
bilingüe?
What
que
do I
el
mean when I
español
say
no
bilingual?
es la lengua materna
I mean that
de una
that Spanish
mayoría, una
may
buena
not be
parte de
the
nuestra
mother tongue of
población.
the majority or a good
Entonces,
part of our
la nueva
population.
revolución
Therefore,
de la
the new
inteligencia
revolution
artificial
of
y esta
artificial
nueva fase
intelligence
de la era
and this
digital
new phase
tiene
in the
también
digital era
entonces que tener formación
needs to
docente
include
en los idiomas que antes
training
mencioné,
in
Maya,
the languages
Garífuna
that
y
I
Xinca.
mentioned, Maya,
Mientras que las
Garifuna,
herramientas
and Xinca,
digitales
whereas
permitan
digital
que
tools
estos estudiantes y
may allow
maestros
these
puedan
students and
aprender y
teachers
enseñar en
to
su
learn
propio idioma
and
y
teach
entorno cultural.
in their own languages and in their own
Además,
cultural contexts.
tenemos la
In addition,
alfabetización digital
we
y el
have
aumento del
digital
acceso a las
literacy and
herramientas.
increased access
Estamos
to digital
estableciendo
tools.
capacidades en
We
todo
are
el sistema
creating
educativo
capacities
para
in our entire
garantizar que
educational system
estudiantes y
to
docentes
ensure
puedan
that
utilizar
students and
herramientas
teachers are
digitales de
able
manera
to use
efectiva.
digital tools
En cuanto a
effectively.
la inteligencia
When it
artificial
comes to
aplicada a la educación,
artificial
avanzamos
intelligence
también
in
en una
education,
integración
we are
responsable
we
de
are
la
also
misma
working on
para
including
apoyar
it
el aprendizaje
responsibly to
personalizado
promote
y la toma
personalized
de
education
decisiones basada en
and
datos,
decision-making that
guiados
is
por los
based on
principios
data
de la
and
UNESCO
guided
que
by
aseguran un
UNESCO
enfoque ético
principles that
y
ensure
centrado en
an
la persona
ethical,
y en sus
person-centered
derechos.
focus and centered on
Luego,
people's
la
rights.
seguridad en línea.
Next, we have
Creemos
online
fielmente y
security.
actuamos sobre
We
esta creencia
believe
de que la
faithfully and we
innovación
act on
debe
this belief
desarrollarse
that
en
innovation
entornos
must
seguros
occur in
para nuestra
safe
niñez,
spaces
nuestros
for our
jóvenes
children,
y
our young
adolescentes.
people,
En un
our
país donde la
adolescents,
mitad de nuestra
in a country where
población
half of our population
está debajo de la edad de 22
is under
años,
22 years
esto
of
es
age,
evidentemente
this is
crítico.
obviously critical.
Así que Guatemala está implementando
Guatemala
acciones
then is
nacionales
implementing
coordinadas
actions
para
at the
prevenir
national level that are
riesgos
coordinated to
digitales,
prevent digital
incluyendo
risks.
estrategias
These
lideradas por
include
nuestra Secretaría
strategies
contra la
led
Violencia
by
Sexual,
our Office
Explotación y
Against
Trata
Sexual
de
Violence,
Personas.
Exploitation, and
Al
Human
mismo
Trafficking.
tiempo, reconocemos que el
We also
desafío
recognize
evoluciona
that
rápidamente.
this challenge evolves
Nuevas
quickly.
amenazas como
There are
contenidos
new threats,
dañinos
such as
generados por
damaging
la misma
content
inteligencia artificial,
generated by
por
AI
otras
itself,
plataformas cifradas
by other
y redes
encrypted
de
platforms
explotación
and
transnacional
transnational
requieren una mayor
exploitation networks.
coordinación institucional,
Therefore, we need more
mejores
coordination at
capacidades
the
de
institutional
investigación
level. We
digital
need to be
y
better
una
able
respuesta
to
nacional más
investigate
integrada
digital digital crimes, and we need a more integrated response at the national level. We are committed to that, and that is what we are currently doing. So we strengthen existing platforms to manage prevention and response to these threats. There are digital complaint mechanisms, prevention campaigns, and coordination mechanisms at the interinstitutional level that bring together education, security, and child protection. In closing, I would like to say that for Guatemala, this new digital transformation wave is a means, I'll repeat, it is a means to one of our largest ends, which is to reduce structural inequalities that for decades have held half of our population in levels of poverty and extreme poverty. So we have specific targeted actions so that inequalities do not increase, but rather are reduced during this new era, so that we may expand opportunities, strengthen our human capital, and contribute as well to holistic development. We are therefore committed to this group of leaders who are here today and those who may not be here today as well, so that we may advance and move from fragmented approaches to preventive holistic strategies that are coordinated with all of you and all leaders from different sectors, because education, protection, and innovation must move forward together and ethically, focused on the protection of people. Finally, we would like to reiterate our desire to work with international partners to make sure that technology is a tool of equity, inclusion, sustainable development, and especially that it may protect and empower all children. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Madam. Now I would like to invite the First Lady of the Republic of Lithuania, Her Excellency Diana Nausėdienė.
Honorable First Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants of this historic event. We are all living in an era when artificial intelligence expands in all areas of our human life, and it's even catching up with its creator. Timely beginning of a discussion on what the development of AI means for our future is crucial. We must speak about both great opportunities ahead and the potential dangers. This makes it essential to listen to academic analysis, scientific forecasts, and experiences of different countries. It's very important that the First Lady of the United States of America, Melania Trump, proactively leads and has launched a significant global initiative. Lithuania supports the look at the development of AI through the lens of children as the most sensitive group in society. And I am delighted to greet all far-sighted supporters of this mission, the insightful spouses of world leaders. We are here today from all over the world, united by a shared commitment to ensure that modern technologies serve for the well-being of our children and peaceful future. Ladies and gentlemen, there is enormous potential for progress. By applying technology wisely, we can ensure that quality education is accessible to everyone, regardless of special needs, place of residence, or social status. Artificial intelligence is a tool that can empower personalized education, a guarantee that education serves as a social, cultural, and intellectual elevator for every child. Lithuania is open to cooperation in developing the EdTech tools of tomorrow. Our businesses have already created solutions for the personalized learning revolution, which enables the identification of knowledge gaps and the creation of personalized learning paths for every student. Teachers can now design customized lessons in just a few minutes, adapted to students' diverse abilities. I am proud to say that Lithuania is a leader in the European Union in terms of AI access and deeper AI usage within society. In terms of per capita investment in AI innovation, Lithuania is set in Europe. We have already done important homework in the area of infrastructure necessary for AI. Lithuania has a strategic advantage: exceptionally fast growing capacities of domestically generated electricity using low-cost resources, while the small modular reactors are our near future. An established national data lake, pending new AI factory, ranking in the top 6 globally in cybersecurity. These are just a few examples of our technological achievements. This path is backed by a wisely managed macroeconomic policy. Since the year 2019, Lithuania did not suffer any GDP contraction and demonstrates further robust growth. The next step is greater investment in AI and digital skills, both in education and the economy. We aim to give every child the opportunity to try their hand at engineering and digital technology. We have 10 regional STEAM centers developing engineering high schools and fostering robotics. Also, the reality is changing. Teachers remains at the heart of educational system. Humanity will have no future if our educators will teach only technology. We need to install humanistic and ethical values in them. And we, the international community, will be united in seeking to introduce high ethical norms, universal standards, respective safeguards across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to once again express gratitude to the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump, for the strength of this substantial initiative. There is no doubt that the global coalition, timely initiated by the First Lady of the United States, will touch us all, the world, and help us protect our children and properly meet the challenges of the future. I can assure you, Lithuania will be an active and socially responsible participant in the global coalition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Now I am pleased to introduce the First Lady of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to deliver remarks, Mrs. Diani Prince-Drew.
Excellencies, when we speak about the future of our children, we are really speaking about the world we are preparing them to step into. One that is rapidly changing, shaped by technology, innovation, and new ways of learning. It is our shared responsibility as leaders, parents, and advocates to ensure that our children are not only protected and supported, but are also equipped to thrive in the world. This is an important and timely conversation, and I wish to thank First Lady Melania Trump for bringing us together to have it. I bring greetings from the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, a small island nation in the Caribbean, but one with a steadfast belief that our size must never limit our ambition, especially when it comes to the development and protection of our children. In St. Kitts and Nevis, we understand that the future of our children will inherit will be shaped by technology. For this reason, our government has made deliberate investments to ensure that our young people are not just consumers of technology, but creators, innovators, and responsible digital citizens. One of our most transformative initiatives in this regard has been the reintroduction of our one-to-one laptop program, which ensures that students across our education system have access to personal digital learning devices. The COVID-19 pandemic served as a global wake-up call. It revealed just how essential digital infrastructure and educational technology had become to the continuity of learning. In response, St. Kitts and Nevis accelerated investments in our digital education framework, strengthening connectivity, equipping classrooms with modern tools, and expanding access to technology for students and teachers alike. Today, thousands of students across our federation benefit from digital devices that support interactive learning, online collaboration, and access to educational resources far beyond the walls of the classroom. Alongside these national efforts, civil society also has an important role to play. Through my nonprofit foundation, the Joy Project, we work to support children and families across our federation by responding in practical ways to needs within our communities. As part of this work, we have sought to assist children who may not otherwise have access to tools needed to fully participate in today's learning environment, including through the donation of laptops to support their educational and technological growth. However, access alone is not enough. We have complemented these efforts with a range of initiatives designed to ensure that technology is used safely, responsibly, and effectively. Across our communities, internet connectivity has been expanded through community centers, providing young people with safe spaces to access online educational resources. At the same time, digital literacy programs are equipping students, parents, and teachers with the skills needed to navigate the digital landscape with confidence. Importantly, we are also placing strong emphasis on online safety and digital protection, ensuring that our children engage responsibly online, recognize risks, and protect themselves in digital spaces. For us, educational technology is not simply about devices in classrooms. It is a gateway. It opens doors to deeper engagement with the fields that will define the future, including coding, data science, artificial intelligence, and robotics. In St. Kitts and Nevis, this journey has already begun to bear fruit. Inspired by a growing interest in technology among our youth, a group of young innovators established the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, which is now playing a meaningful role in advancing technological innovation within our federation. Today, that same association is leading the development of a major national initiative, the National Digital Health Information System. This project aims to modernize healthcare data management through secure digital platforms that will integrate electronic health records, laboratory systems, pharmacies, and diagnostic imaging, enabling real-time access to patient information and improved health planning across our country. What makes this achievement especially powerful is that it reflects a simple truth. When young people are given the tools, the training, and the trust to innovate, they do not merely participate in national development, they help to lead it. Excellencies, colleagues, St. Kitts and Nevis may be a small nation, but our commitment to our children is vast. by investing in educational technology, strengthening digital literacy, and promoting online safety, we are preparing our young people not only to participate in the future, but also empowering them to shape it. Because when children are equipped with knowledge, guided by strong values, and supported by visionary and thoughtful leadership, even the smallest nation can help to build a brighter global future for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. And for our final speaker on this topic of education technology or EdTech tools, I would like to invite the First Lady of Equatorial Guinea, Her Excellency Constancia Mangue de Obiang.
Melania Trump, Primera Dama de los Estados Unidos. Excelentísimas Primeras Damas,
Lady of
distinguidos
the
invitados,
United
señoras y
States, ladies
Es
and
para mí
gentlemen,
un honor
it is for me
formar parte en
an
esta
honor
cumbre,
to participate
formando
in this
juntos el
summit
futuro.
on fostering the
agradezco en
future
primer
together.
lugar
And
a
I would
Su
like
Excelencia
to
Melania
firstly
Trump,
like to thank Her
Primera Dama de
Excellency
los Estados
Melania
Unidos,
Trump, First Lady of the
por
United
promover
States,
esta
for
iniciativa
promoting
y
this
congregarnos aquí
initiative and
para
for bringing us
compartir
here together
nuestros puntos de vista
to share
sobre un
our
desafío común
perspectives on
para
a
empezar por
common
nuestros niños y
challenge
niñas
that
que
is
crezcan en un
ensuring that
entorno
our
donde
children
la educación sea
grow
capaz
up
de
in an
responder a los
environment
desafíos
that
del
is
siglo
capable of
XXI.
grappling with the
Queremos
challenges
que
of
la
the
inteligencia
21st century.
artificial
We
pueda
believe that
convertirse en
AI
una herramienta
can
estratégica
indeed
para
become a
mejorar la
strategic
calidad
tool
de la
in
educación en
improving the
nuestro
quality of
país,
education in
reforzar los
our nation,
programas existentes
as well
mediante la
as reinforcing
integración
existing
de
programs
nuevas
through the
plataformas
integration of
inteligentes
new
para que los
intelligent
estudiantes puedan
platforms
acceder
so
a
that
contenidos
students can
adaptados
access
a su nivel de
content
comprensión,
and
ritmo de
foster their
aprendizaje
learning, the pace
responsable
of such
y
learning, and to
contexto
do so
sociocultural.
in a
Guinea
responsible
Ecuatorial
and
está comprometida
socio-cultural
con esta
appropriate fashion.
iniciativa en la implementación de
Equatorial
nuevas
Guinea
herramientas
is
tecnológicas
committed to
en
the
nuestros
use of these
sistemas
new
educativos.
tools in
Estamos
education.
convencidos de que
We are
trabajando
convinced
juntos
that working
podemos construir
together
un futuro
we
mejor
can
para
build
que
a better
nuestros
future
niños tengan
so that
las
our
herramientas
children
necesarias
can enjoy
para
the
aprender,
tools
crecer y
needed
contribuir
to learn,
en el
grow,
desarrollo de
and
nuestras
contribute
sociedades
to the
y a un mundo
development
capaz
of our societies
mucho, cada vez mejor.
and an
Concluyo
increasingly better
reiterando que los
world.
niños
Let me
son la
conclude
garantía
by
de nuestro
noting
futuro.
that
Todos los
our
grandes
children
avances,
are
logros
our future.
científicos y tecnológicos
All
fueron sueños
scientific
que hoy se han
and
convertido en
theological
una realidad.
ideas
Apostar por la inteligencia
have
artificial en
come
la
to
educación
fruition
no es únicamente
as
una cuestión de
children
modernización,
have grown
sino una
and
acción
become
decisiva
adults.
en
This
beneficio de los
progress and
presentes
process
y
will
futuras
continue
generaciones.
and will
Muchísimas
certainly
gracias.
benefit current and all future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam, and thanks to all of you for that very important and interesting conversation about education technology. Now, I'm very pleased to welcome my friend and colleague, Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau, to introduce our third subject.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Monica, and I want to thank our First Lady for organizing this. It's amazing to see this incredible group of delegations here. Welcome to all of you. Bienvenidas, bienvenue, bem-vindas. That's all the languages I have for the moment. Thank you. De nada. This is very exciting, you know, and I'm very happy to have my own wife here, Caroline. Thank you for being here. And our daughter, Julia, was born on January 10th, 2007, which was a very important week, obviously, for our family, but also for the world, because on January 9th, 2007, the iPhone was announced. So for our daughter's entire life, she has had an iPhone very near to her. We didn't let her actually have an iPhone until she was 12, but believe me, for many years before that, she was already complaining that all the other kids in her class had the iPhone. And as a parent, I'm sure many of you have this experience, you can see what an incredibly powerful tool that is. I mean, we have never put in our children's hands this kind of power before, where they actually have access to all of human knowledge that you can get online. And frankly, that's for good and for ill. There are obviously amazing educational opportunities that come from being tied up to the digital world, but there are obviously some real challenges. So I am so delighted that we have the chance as leaders in our countries, but also as parents and friends, to talk about these issues, because artificial intelligence is coming. And we need to understand the implications for that. It's coming to all our countries, the big countries, the little countries. These things don't stop at national borders. So I think this is a very important conversation to have. This particular panel is about what they call digital literacy, which I think it's important to emphasize goes far beyond just knowing basic computer skills. And let me tell you, if your family's anything like our family, the kids know a lot more about computer skills than the parents. I mean, they're the ones that tell us how to unlock our phones and do everything. So we are not teaching our kids are teaching us, in our family at least. But I think it is important for us as parents, as national leaders, to teach our youth and make sure they are aware of the need to critically evaluate information, because they're getting such a torrent of information coming at them. They need to be able to do some critical analysis to be able to understand not everything you see on the internet is true. Particularly now with AI, it is very easy to manipulate a photo or a video. In fact, it's really the only thing I know how to do on AI is to take a photograph and say, please add a flag behind me in the photograph. Or I just had a very nice photograph taken where we're all in black tie, but there was a car behind us. I said, please put us in front of a palace. And all of a sudden I had a photograph, the same photograph, we're standing in front of a palace. I mean, you can do lots of fun things, but that photograph is actually fake. It never existed. So I just think it's important for our children to understand the possibility for manipulation. And obviously, they have to be protected, know how to protect their data, make sure that they don't communicate with people who could be dangerous, so that these tools really fulfill their great potential. I mean, I think our job is to teach our young people to think independently, and really use these products, not just consume these products unthinkingly. So, you know, I think the First Lady's point is that digital literacy should supplement and supplant actual literacy, not, you know, should supplement it, but ultimately you still need actual literacy. I mean, nothing is going to ever replace that. And critical thinking and creativity, those are the hallmarks that I think we need to make sure our children don't lose as they get sucked into the world of these phones. As our First Lady said recently in a national address from the White House, choose to let your imagination drive your intellectual progress. Never use AI as a quick solution. Be intellectually honest with yourself. Use AI as a tool, but do not let it replace your personal intelligence. And actually, I read just something the other day that somebody was talking to a very accomplished college student from Stanford, and that student couldn't even finish sentences because he had gotten so used to working with AI that it was a little bit alarming. So again, this is happening in real time, and I think before turning the floor over to our distinguished guests, I want to say that the United States is committed to advancing digital literacy as a cornerstone of our diplomatic and development efforts, working with partners to share best practices and support teacher training. So we're very eager to hear what our distinguished guests have to say in this panel. And I wish, by the way, we could have everyone here. I see we have a number of people who have been slotted to speak. I wish we could have opened this up so that everybody could speak. These are really important issues, and I just want to thank both the speakers and those who are in the audience today for their attendance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Secretary. For our first speaker on this topic, I would now like to call on the spouse of the Prime Minister of Belize, Her Excellency Rosana Briceño.
Excellencies, distinguished leaders, colleagues, and friends, allow me to begin by extending my sincere appreciation to the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump, for convening this dialogue and for ensuring that the well-being of children remains at the center of our global priorities. Belize definitely supports this initiative. Across the world, we are witnessing an unprecedented transformation in how children learn, connect, and grow. In Belize, we strongly believe that investing in children's education and well-being is one of the most powerful ways to build resilient societies. For us, the question is not simply how technology can enhance education, but how it can empower and unlock every child's potential. With this vision in mind, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology continues to advance efforts to integrate technology into classrooms, strengthen the digital skills of both teachers and students, and improve the quality of education nationwide. These efforts are guided by the Belize Education Sector Plan and are grounded in a national vision of making education work for Belize. Through investments in STEAM education, coding programs, robotics training, and digital learning platforms, Belize is taking deliberate steps to prepare young people for the vast opportunities and challenges of the digital age. Programs such as the Skills for the Future initiative, supported by the Inter-American Development Bank, have introduced digital learning platforms like Doodle Learning Software, which currently supports more than 1,200 students in 32 schools, with additional students expected to join in this academic year. Likewise, through the FIFA Foundation Digital Education Program, approximately 200 teachers have been trained in computer science fundamentals, enabling them to introduce coding and computational thinking in the classroom. Last year, 25 primary schools integrated the Code.org curriculum through the Code Caribbean Computer Science program, allowing students from grades 4 through 8 to develop digital skills in coding and robotics. And because we recognize that connectivity is not simply a convenience, but a bridge to opportunity, ensuring equitable access to technology remains our national priority. With this, Belize has made significant progress in expanding digital connectivity within schools. Through the ministry's Connect ED program, high-speed internet has already been delivered to 75% of Belize's students and teachers, more than 66,000 students, and nearly 4,000 educators. For us, that goes a long way because it's only about almost 400,000 of us in Belize. This initiative will continue to expand, bringing 70 additional schools online and increasing the total number of connected schools to 283, ultimately reaching more than 87,000 students across the country. In 2024, the Ministry of Education launched the 501 Academy website, featuring digital resources and tools for teachers and students. This includes 3 AI chatbots, the 501 Teaching Assistant, the 501 Historian, and the Creole 501 Teaching Assistant. Creole is a dialect that we have in Belize. Instead of saying good morning, we will tell you good morning. So these were designed to integrate artificial intelligence into the classroom and enhance teaching and learning specifically for the Belizean context. Over the past 2 years, the ministry has also distributed over 7,000 Chromebooks to students across more than 165 primary and secondary schools, helping to bridge the digital divide and enabling students to access digital textbooks, learning portals, and educational resources. Beyond the classroom, Belize is also creating spaces where innovation and creativity can flourish. The ministry has launched 7 youth spaces across the country, transforming public spaces into innovation hubs where young people can experiment with technology, develop digital skills, and collaborate on new ideas. These spaces were intentionally designed to be inclusive, welcoming, and child-friendly environments that encourage creativity, curiosity, and lifelong learning. In February of this year, the government of Belize, through the Ministry of E-Governance, inaugurated the Digital Literacy Training for Citizens initiative. This initiative is designed to promote digital inclusion, enhance cybersecurity awareness, and equip Belizeans of all ages with the essential skills required to effectively navigate an increasingly digital landscape. Excellencies, right now, technology is transforming the world our children will inherit. But if we want to truly foster the future together, we must ensure that innovation does not deepen existing inequalities. Ultimately, the future we seek for our children must also be guided by inclusion, responsibility, and compassion. Therefore, when we invest in digital access,